The men come closer, and the lady stay behind. The men come in front. It's okay for monks to be close to men, but not to women. We are allergic to women. No, you have to move back. You're blocking the camera. Don't block the camera. Okay, you have to move a little bit. Okay, good enough. All right.
How to offer without the stick?
Oh, it's okay. Just put it there. Yeah, just put it there. Okay.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Okay, make yourself comfortable. Sit down, comfortable. So you want to ask me any question? Some question? Yes, go ahead.
I just like to know what.
Speak louder. Yeah.
Okay. I would like to know what's the difference. Okay. I just like to know what's the difference between one-pointedness and the Appana Samadhi.
Same thing.
It's the same.
Yeah, same thing. When you enter into one-pointedness, you get Appana Samadhi. Actually, samadhi, there are two types of samadhi, Appana Samadhi and Kanika Samadhi. Kanika is one-pointedness for a brief period, while Appana Samadhi is one-pointedness for a longer period. When you first started, you usually have Kanika first. Your mind will enter into one-pointedness for briefly and then it will come out. But as you progress, as you develop stronger mindfulness, then once the mind enters into single pointedness, it will remain there for a long time. Then we call that Appana Samadhi. Okay. In this kind of samadhi, there will be no images, no nimitta, nothing. All there is just emptiness, and the mind free from love, hate, delusion, and fear. The mind will be neutral and have contentment and happiness.
So, is it we need to continue in this way?
You have to develop it until you become adept. You can enter into this position anytime you want to, because this is your source of happiness. Every time you want happiness, you go into Appana Samadhi. And this happiness will then give you the mind the strength to resist your desire, to seek other form of happiness. That's the next step when you come out of samadhi. Then when your desire arises to have a cup of coffee, then you say, no, this is not good for you, because it will become an addiction. Then you have to depend on coffee to make you happy. So it's better to kick the habit, to stop drinking coffee. Then once you stop the habit, then you don't need to drink any coffee. See, you have to see that whatever you do with your desire, it will only lead you to addiction. You will become addicted. You will have to rely on them to make you happy. And when you come at a time when you cannot, when the time comes when you cannot get them, then you will be sad, will be miserable, be unhappy. So you have to cut off all your addiction to everything that makes you happy, because they are temporary type of happiness and has to be constantly replenished. Anytime you cannot replenish them, then you're in trouble. This is vipassana, to see that everything that you think it makes you happy is really not the truth. The truth is they will make you unhappy when you cannot have them. And because they are temporary, they are anicca, you can always rely on them to be there for you when you need them. They could not be there when you need them. Then when they're not there, then you're in bad shape, right? You're in trouble. So it's better not to rely on anything to make you happy, because you have the happiness from samadhi already, which is better. So every time you have this desire and you cannot resist by your willpower, then go back inside samadhi, go into samadhi. Then you will then resist your desire that way. When you come out, then your desire will gradually disappear. Because every time your desire come up and you don't do it, then it will eventually lose the strength, and it will no longer be able to influence you. It will not bother you anymore. Okay. You need first samadhi before you can go to the vipassana level. Vipassana is to see that everything that you do with your craving and desire is suffering, not happiness. You must stop. And you can only stop if you have samadhi. If you don't, your mind will be in terrible, have really bad feeling. Like people who have to stop drinking or drug addiction, they would not be able to resist the pain in the mind. So they eventually will succumb to their desire. But if you have samadhi, you have happiness that will be able to withstand the onslaught of this suffering that arises from your desire. So you would not have to succumb to your desire. You can triumph over your desire. You can vanquish your desire. Okay, so you first need to develop samadhi. Need to develop appana samadhi. And the Dhamma that will make you have this samadhi is mindfulness. You have to concentrate your mind, focus your mind on one object at all times, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Don't let your mind think aimlessly. Keep focusing on something. You can use a mantra like Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. If you don't have to do any thinking, just Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. If you have to think on something important, something essential, then you stop Bhutto temporarily and come back to think what you have to think. Once you finish thinking, like you have to plan for today what you have to do, you can think, you can plan, but once you finish, then you stop. And if your mind wants to think aimlessly, then you use the mantra to stop it. In this way you will be able to control your thoughts. So when you sit in samadhi, you can focus your mind either on a mantra or on your breath. It will not go thinking about other things. And then your mind will become single-pointedness. It will enter into single-pointedness. And it will be calm, peaceful and happy. So this is the way to practice. It's easy to say, but it's hard to do. Try to maintain the mantra for 10 seconds. See how long can you maintain. You can Bhutto, Bhutto for a few seconds, and you might start to go think about something else. Right? So this is the point you have to develop. You can do it, but it takes time. You have to be patient. Don't get angry at yourself when you lose your mindfulness, because it's usual, it's common. It's like a little kid, little child learning how to stand and walk. He cannot suddenly stand and walk. He will have to try to stand up, then he'll fall down again, and he'll stand up again. But if he keep persisting, trying, keep doing it, then he eventually be able to stand and be able to walk and run and do anything. Same way with mindfulness. When you start, it's like like a little child learning how to stand up, learning how to walk. It takes time, but you have to be persistent. The more you do, the easier it will become. No need to use. Okay.
Leading to the questions, the Upachasa Samadhi will lead to vipassana.
No. Upachara samadhi is the one that is the samadhi that once you enter into single pointedness, it doesn't remain there. It goes out to enter into the spiritual world. That's when it has this psychic power, spiritual power, like being able to communicate with the spiritual beings. Like the Buddha, when he gave his Dhamma talk to the spiritual beings, he's in Upachara Samadhi. But you can also use Upachara Samadhi to develop vipassana. Like if you want to develop some images, like your body, you want to see the 32 parts of the body. You can do that in Upachara Samadhi, or you can do that like right now. When you're not in samadhi, it's the same way. With vipassana, you don't need to have upachara samadhi to develop vipassana. But if you have, you can use that to develop vipassana also. Because upachara samadhi is not something that everybody can have. I think there's very few percentage of practitioners who have this ability to have this upachara samadhi. So you need to develop it outside of samadhi. When you come out of samadhi and when your mind starts to think, then you direct your thought to think about anicca, dukkha, anatta, of your body, of your friend, of your possession, of everything that you have, that you own. You have to contemplate on the impermanent nature of them. You will have to lose them sooner or later. You cannot control them. You cannot say, stay with me or not go, not leave me. When it wants to leave you, it just leaves you. So you have to be prepared to accept, to face this reality when it happens. If you are ready to face, then you will have no suffering. But if you're not ready to face, not ready to accept this, when something you love leaves you, you become sad. But if you have vipassana and you already know that sooner or later they're gonna leave you, then say no problem. They can leave anytime.
So, Long Po, this upachara samadhi will lead to appana samadhi. Appana samadhi lead to the jhana stage.
No, uppana samadhi will lead to upachara samadhi. It's the other way around.
Appana will lead to.
You have to have appana first before you can go into. You can go to upachara, but usually for some people, it's only for some people who can go to upachara. Like Ajahn, he can go because he can communicate with the spiritual beings. But some other teachers, they don't go to upachara samadhi. They only go to appana and stay there. So upachara samadhi is a special type of samadhi for very few people. These are the samadhi that will give you the psychic power. You can recollect your past lives. You can communicate with the spiritual beings. You can read the mind of other people. Ajahn can read your mind. The Buddha can read your mind. You don't have to ask him; he'll give you the answer before you answer. Okay.
Then what is jhana stage? Then
the same thing. The appana samadhi is the fourth jhana. And then the arupa jhana is deeper, that's all. The difference between, it still is considered to be appana samadhi, but it's deeper. But you don't need to go that deep.
Yeah, exactly.
You only need the fourth jhana.
You go kanika first.
Yeah.
But that, would it be dangerous in the sense that when lead to appana, it would be what they call the mundane jhana, like mundane?
No. It is mundane, but it is the tool you need to develop the supramundane. You need samadhi to support your practice of vipassana, to get into the supramundane stage, into the level of sotapanna, sakidakami, anakami. You need to have this appana samadhi, because to enter into supramundane is meaning to get rid of your desire. See, the Sotapanna can get rid of his desire to be attached to his body. he can see with wisdom that this body is not him. So he no longer worry about the body. He can accept the death of the body. He can accept the pain of the body.
So Long Po said it will switch by itself, right? Is it switch by itself? Right?
No, you have to direct it. See?
You have to practice.
First you have to direct into Appana Samadhi. Once you can no longer remain in Appana Samadhi, your mind will come out, because your desire is still pushing you outside. So when you come out, you don't let your desire push you toward drinking, seeing, or anything. You push it to walking meditation or contemplating on anicca, dukkha, anatta of your body. You have to direct it. After you contemplate for a while, your mind become tired, then you stop, then you go into samadhi to rest. And after you have rested, come back and then contemplate on the nature of the body again, until you don't forget, until you realize that this body is not me. It's only made up of the four elements, and it's impermanent. It's gonna have to get old, get sick, and die. So the next step is to test your knowledge, whether you really know it or not, by exposing your body to sickness or pain, like sitting in samadhi for a long time. When you feel painful, you have to use vipassana to say, this is not me, it's the body. I'm just the mind who's watching, who's looking at this body. So I should not be disturbed by the pain of the body. The body itself is not disturbed, so why should I be disturbed? Because the pain is in the body, it's not in the mind. So you have to train your mind to just be observing, just knowing, by using the Dhamma, the vipassana, that the body is not you. You cannot get rid of the pain. You have to leave it alone. But in leaving it alone, you're not creating another suffering. The suffering that arises out of your desire, the suffering of the Four Noble Truths. This you can eradicate by teaching your mind to leave the pain alone. When you leave the pain alone, then there's no desire to have the pain disappear. When there's no desire in the mind, then there's no suffering. So when there's no suffering, then you can watch the pain of the body comfortably. The reason why you cannot watch the pain of your body now, because your mind is not comfortable. Your mind is constantly yearning, desiring for the body pain to disappear. See? So you have to stop this desire for the physical pain to disappear. Once you can do that, then you can remain calm and watch the pain. And from that time onward, then you will not be afraid of pain anymore. When you get sick, you got stomach ache, you got headache, you can endure it, no problem. You don't need to get medicine, you don't need painkillers, anything like that.
If the body disappears, what are we supposed to do, Long Po?
What?
If the body disappears totally,
when
weightless.
Just be mindful. Just know the truth.
Just
know, let it be. Yeah.
Just watch only, let it be.
Yeah, just watch. Yeah. Everything is impermanent. It can disappear and then it can reappear. Yeah. So just don't have any reaction to anything you see. Just watch. Just be aware. Then your mind will not be disturbed. But if you have any reaction, then your mind will be disturbed.
Just with the knowing,
just knowing. The goal is to train the mind just to know. And if you should react with reason. Like your body is hungry, is it time to eat? Okay, when it's time to eat. But don't react with emotion. When you feel hungry, you eat right away, even though you just ate 2 hours ago. Then this is not the right kind of reacting. You should react to the situation with reason, with rationality, not emotional, not with emotion. Like when somebody says something bad to you, just know. Just don't react with anger. Or somebody treats you bad, you don't react and say, why is he treating me like this? I'm supposed to be treated nicely, and then this is reacting already. When you react, then you start to create suffering in your mind. But you don't react, then nothing happens, to the mind. People can say anything they want, do anything they want. The mind is still the same. Even if they kill the body, the mind was still the same. That's how the mind of the Arahant works, They don't react to anything.
So the mind will remain, only the body disappears no more.
Right, once there is no body, the body goes back to the four elements. The mind still remains the knower knowing. If it still has desire, then it go look for a new body. But if it has got rid of all the desire, then there's no need to go have a new body. The mind has full happiness already. Better happiness than the happiness you can get from the body. So why go have a body and have to pay the price of having a body? When you have a body, you have to feed it. You have to look after it. And then you have to suffer the aging, sickness and death of the body. So it's better not to have a body. Not to have the body, you need to have full happiness in the mind. So you have no desire to eat, to see, to hear, to whatever, except only when it's absolutely necessary, like for feeding the body. But you don't feed the mind anymore with anything, because the mind is being fed with peace, with samadhi, with calm.
Ajahn, I will ask you, if one meditates and then you don't feel any sensation of the body, what is that?
That means your mind is calm. Your mind has temporarily withdrawn its connector that receives the sensation from the body. The vijnana is being pulled back into singularity, into single-pointedness. The point is, when we meditate, we are pulling the five vijnana back inside to terminate the connection with the body. So when you enter into full jhana, appana, samadhi, then the body disappears. The awareness of the body disappears. But sometimes you're not full, you can still feel the body, but the mind is not reacting. Even if the body feels painful, the mind doesn't react.
We cut off the thing.
Yeah, it stops reacting. When you enter into appana samadhi, the mind will stop reacting.
But this is asking the normal one. He says no sensation at all. Cut off.
Yeah, when you meditate and you don't feel the body or anything, you just meditate very calm.
Well, okay, if it's calm, it's good. Then don't worry about it. Yeah. That's the purpose of meditating, to be calm, not to be irritated or agitated by whatever happens to the body. Then you should use that ability to extend it to when you come out of samadhi. When your body starts to feel anything, you should not react. You should just know that it's impermanent, know that it's not under your control. You cannot control it, you cannot manage it. Sometimes you can, but sometimes you cannot. If you can manage, do it. If you cannot, then you just have to leave it alone. Don't react. Don't have any desire to control it, to manage it, because then it will make you frustrated and unhappy.
Regarding the contemplation of five khandhas, so what is the appropriate way to...
The first one is your body. Contemplate the impermanent nature of the body. Look at the body that is going to get old, get sick and die. Keep repeating, keep reminding. We tend to forget. When we don't think that the body will get old, get sick and die, we start to think we're going to live forever. Then we have this desire for it to live forever. And when we get sick, we become disturbed, right? When we go to the doctor and we're just wondering, is it going to be cancer or what? But if you keep contemplating, it's going to die, it's going to die. So when you go see the doctor, you're not worried because you know it's going to die anyway. No matter how good the doctor is, no matter how much he can do for the body, eventually he will not be able to do it. So you have to always think of the ultimate result of the body, the end game of the body, which is death, which is sickness. But we tend to forget, we tend to ignore, we don't want to think about it. Because when we think about it, we feel sad, we're not happy. See? But if you have samadhi, you won't feel sad. That's why you need to have samadhi first. Once you have samadhi, your mind will not react to the truth of the body. Then you can contemplate on the truth of the body to remind you not to forget. Our problem right now is we keep forgetting that we will get old, get sick and die. So anytime when we get sick, we got excited. That's something, right? Yeah. But if we keep repeating, keep reminding us every day, I'm going to get old, get sick and die. When you get old, get sick, you don't get excited. You know, you've been thinking about it every day. Yeah. So this is what contemplating means, to remind yourself of the truth of the body. Anicca means getting old, getting sick and die. Anatta, not yourself. The body is just made up of the 4 elements and becomes the 32 parts. The hair of the head, hair of the body. Yeah. And when it dies, it returns to the 4 elements. The solid part becomes earth. The liquid part returns to the water part. The wind, the air return to air. And the heat, the fire return. Yeah. So this is just the process of dissolving and building up of the 4 elements and dissolving. The body is just a system of the 4 building up of the 4 elements, and then the solution of the 4 elements. And the mind just the one who come and process this system, and then out of its ignorance and delusion, mistake the body to be itself. That's all. That's why you have to keep reminding the mind that you are the mind. You're the one who knows. You should just know. You should not be the body. But we keep thinking we are the body, right? Okay. Because we've been taught wrongly from the time we were born. Everybody thinks the body is you, so you think like them. It's only the Buddha who discovered this truth, and he's telling us this truth. Yeah. And we are now having to reprogram or reteach the mind of the new truth. Look at your body not as your body. Yeah. The body is not you. Yeah. You are the mind. You are the one who used the body to do things for you. But the body is impermanent. It's temporary. One day it's going to have to get old, get sick and die. Then you should not rely on your body. Because if you rely on your body, when you cannot, then you will feel bad. But if you no longer have to rely on your body, then when you cannot rely on your body, you don't feel bad. That's why you have to have samadhi. Once you have samadhi, then you don't need to have the body. Then you can use vipassana, the truth, to get rid of your attachment to your body. So this is the purpose of vipassana contemplation, the 5 khandha. I was talking about the body. This is the rupa khandha. And I was talking about the pain of the body. That's vedana khandha. See? Vedana, sanya, sankhara, vinyana, they all come together. They come in a set. So when you contemplate on one, you're actually contemplating on the other 4, the other 3. Once you can handle dukkha vedana, once you can handle vedana, you can leave vedana alone. Then you can leave sanya, sankhara, vinyana alone also. Just like you leave the body alone. So all you have to do is be able to give up your body, let the body die, let the body experience pain. Yeah. Leave it alone, because it's something you cannot control. When you leave it alone, then there's no desire for you to have the body to last or to belong to you all the time. So when you lose it, you will not feel sad. Okay.
Ajahn, when we lie down, is it okay that we continue with anapanasati or we switch to vipassana, noting the body? movement.
It's up to you. What you want to develop, because normally if you haven't have any samadhi yet, your first priority is to develop samadhi first. After you have developed samadhi, then you can go to the next level to develop vipassana. The position of the body doesn't matter. You can do it in any position. These two type of practices. You can develop samatha bhavana in all four postures, but the lying posture is not good because it tends to make you go to sleep easy. So
if we continue with, because of the body tiredness, we continue with anapanasati, there won't be any side effect to our body.
No, when your body is tired, then you have to rest the body, that's all. And
just noting the breathing.
That will make you to go to sleep easily.
So there's no other side effect affecting us? No.
When you watch your breath, after a few minutes, after a few seconds, you go to sleep.
Yeah.
But if you keep thinking, your mind, you will not go to sleep.
But if anapanasati, then it comes to like vipassana. Can feel it.
You see, I think you mistake the vipassana. That is not vipassana. Vipassana is to, like I say, to understand the anicca, dukkha, anatta nature of the five khandhas of the body, and it has to be on the level in which you have to be forced to abandon your attachment to your body and your vedana to really become vipassana. Just watching it right now is not vipassana. It's just only teaching your mind about the nature of the body. But the goal of vipassana is to let go of your attachment to your body and to your pain, your painful feeling.
See, the problem is that many people thought that vipassana is just watching and knowing all these things. For example, I was cut off the thing first. Then
I know that's
experience of the insight, that will be the vipassana.
People, I think a lot of people, they don't understand. They've been taught wrongly. And so they thought that by merely watching you are vipassana, you're developing vipassana. You are maybe developing the tool to use in your vipassana. The real purpose of vipassana is to cut off your desire, your craving, your attachment toward the five khandhas. But before you can cut off your attachment to the five khandhas, you have to see that it is anicca, dukkha, anatta. So first you have to study the five khandhas to see that it is impermanent. It will make you suffer when you attach to it, when you cling to it, because it is not something that you can be attached to. It's anatta, it doesn't belong to you. So you have to see these three characteristics in the five khandhas. And then when you see it, then you have to take the test whether you can really do it or not. Sometimes you see it, you know it, but when you have to take the test, you still fail because you still cannot give up. Like when you get sick and you go to see the doctor and he say, "Oh, you got cancer, you got 3 months to live." So how would you react? If you remain calm and okay, then you have passed the test. But you start to worry, you start to anxiety, you're afraid, then you have your vipassana that you have learned is useless.
It's very true.
Okay.
You see, the problem is that in our country, many people, especially they practice rushing, falling, they term that as vipassana. When we understand that vipassana is a stage of enlightenment, the first stage is vipassana. But they don't think that as vipassana.
Yeah, because they think it's impermanent, so they think they are vipassana. They look at the leaf falling down and say that's vipassana. It's true, it's impermanent, but you have to apply it to what is important to you. What is important to you is something that you love, something that you are attached to, like your money. when you lose your money, is it like seeing a leaf falling down? It should be like that. When you lose your money, you should think of it like the leaf falling down.
Question?
Is that for normal people, lay people, is that very hard to achieve Sotapanna?
No, it's not whether you're lay people or you're monk, it's whether you can develop Sila, Samadhi and Panya or not. If you can develop, you can achieve whatever the goal of Buddhism is. It's in your ability to practice, not your sex, not your gender, not your profession. So, but if you speak on a general term, yes, lay people have not as much time as monk. Monk has all the time to practice, while lay people can only practice on their day off or after they coming home from work. But then they are too tired to do it anyway, right? And on your day off, you want to relax, you want to go play golf, or you want to go watch movies. So you hardly have any time to practice. So, speaking on a general term, yes, lay person it would be difficult than for monks. But if you don't look on the general terms, you look at each individual cases, then it is on the ability to develop these three practices of Sila, Samadhi and Panya. Some lay people, they are fortunate, they don't have to work, they have all the time to practice. So they can practice and become Sotapanna as a lay person. While on the other hand, becoming a monk, but you go stay in a wrong temple, which they have other activity other than Sila, Samadhi and Panya. You have to chant for the dead, you have to chant for the living, you have to chant for the birthday. Then you won't have time to practice Sila, Samadhi and Panya. Then you will not be able to develop Sotapanna anyway. So don't look at whether you're a monk or you are a lay person. Look at whether you have the time to practice or not.
If our mind runs, the thoughts sometimes go badly, what should we do?
Use Bhutto. If you keep reciting Bhutto, then you cannot think about the thoughts anymore. See, you let the thought run automatically without applying the brake. Yeah. So when you know your thought is going off the road, then you have to apply the brake. Yeah. So you recite Bhutto, or you can chant. When you chant, then you cannot think about what you thought.
Do you need to use the force to pull it back, or just?
Yeah, you have to force yourself to recite Bhutto. You don't pull the thought back. You pull it back by using Bhutto. You have to force yourself to recite. So it's better to learn how to recite Bhutto before your thoughts running out of the road. Because when you have not developed this ability to recite Bhutto, when your thoughts go off the road, you cannot bring it back.
Is it because of wrong thought? We say knowing, just seeing it, knowing it, is it okay?
Well, you can stop it, it's okay. The goal is to stop your bad thought, or even your good thought, because even good thought will not make your mind calm, see. So you need to stop both the good and the bad thought to make your mind enter into jhana, to samadhi. So you need something to stop your thought, like focusing on a mantra or focusing on your breath when you're sitting down. Focusing your breath is good only when you sit down, because this is easy to watch, But if you're moving around doing things, then you should watch your body instead. It's easier with watching your body and your breath, because your breath is finer. It's harder to watch than watching your hand, your body eating or doing something, Or if you cannot watch, then you use a mantra instead. See, there are 40 different kammatthana, different ways of developing mindfulness. Watching your body is one way, using a mantra is one way, watching your breath is another way. But you have to use them appropriately under different situation. You need different kammatthana. When you do one thing, it's not good to use your breath to as the basis of your mindfulness. You should watch your breath. You should watch your action instead. Whatever you're doing with your body at the moment, just watch it. Then you will have mindfulness. But mindfulness is not enough to make your mind samadhi. You have to sit still, and you have to stop your thought from thinking. Then when you stop thinking and your body is being still, then your mind can become still.
Ajahn, please correct me if I'm wrong. Is it only sitting meditation that lead to liberation? What about walking meditation?
No, sitting meditation will lead to appana samadhi. But liberation you can do in any position when you use vipassana.
So walking meditation also can achieve?
Yes, but you need to have a situation that will cause you to be liberated. Like you walk and you run into a snake, and then you stop your mind from being afraid, then you are liberated from fear. See? So you need something to create suffering. Then you can use the vipassana that you have developed to stop your suffering. Then you become liberated. But if you walk and there's nothing to create any suffering, then you will not be able to get rid of your suffering. Yes, that's why sometimes practitioner has to go to places where they will be forced to face suffering. Like monks, they go to live in the forest with wild animals, so that when they are confronted with the wild animals, then they will have to use vipassana to liberate the mind from the body. See?
I read that in books. Some monks, when they do walking meditation, they got liberated.
Yeah, there has to be something to cause it to be liberated. Something stir up the suffering in the mind, and then they can use the vipassana to get rid of that suffering. But if you walk and there's no suffering, then you cannot use vipassana to get rid of the suffering. So you need to find some place where you can stir up the suffering. Then you can use vipassana to get rid of that suffering. Like fasting, you can create suffering by fasting. When you fast, your body is hungry and your mind have desire. So you stop the desire. You tell the mind that the mind is not eating. It's the body, and it's not the mind that lacks food. It's the body. So there's no need for the mind to have any desire to eat. So you stop the desire to eat. Then your suffering from fasting will disappear. See?
That's why on 8 precept we can see that.
Yeah.
The suffering of hunger and all that.
Then you use vipassana to separate the mind from the body.
Strengthen our mind.
Yeah. Then you are liberated from eating after midday. You will no longer have to eat after midday. Once you see that it's not the mind that is hungry, it's the body that needs the food, but it's the mind that is hungry.
Correct.
So you stop the hunger in the mind.
Correct.
And then the mind will become peaceful, and it's not bothered by the hunger of the body.
Yes, correct.
Then you are liberated. See? You need something to create this suffering. Then you have to use the wisdom, the vipassana, to teach your mind to let go of the body. Okay. Anything else?
Some meditation teacher says that Mahasatipatthana, contemplation of the Vedana and contemplation of Chitta, can only be practiced by lay people. The other two, contemplation of Kaya, which is the body, contemplation of the Dhamma, only practiced by the monk. Why is it true or not?
No, it's not true. If you have a body, you have to contemplate.
We can contemplate.
Because you're still attached to your body. So you have to first to be liberated from your body, then liberated from your vedana, then liberated from the feelings in the mind. See, there are three attachments that you have. You attach to the body, attach to the feeling of the body, and you also attach to the feeling of the mind, mental feeling that arises from your thoughts. Yeah. So you have to be able to understand their nature and then get rid of them, get rid of your attachment. These are the steps that you have to go through. A Sotapanna and Sakidakami and Nakami has to go through the body. And an Arahant has to go to the Sotapanna, go through the Vedana, and Anagami go through the body. The first three levels, the lower has to do with the attachment to the body in different ways. And the fourth, the Arahant, he has to let go of the attachment to the what you call the Dhamma, the aramana in the mind, the mental activities in the mind that create happiness in the mind. He has to understand that they are just like the feeling of the body. So everybody who have practiced, regardless of whether monk or lay people, have to go through these 4 steps. Yeah. And they have to go first through the body, then Vedana, then Citta, before they can get to the Dhamma. Yeah. The Dhamma is the Dhamma is the Dhamma that you have developed through these 3 stages. Yeah.
The desire, craving is the cause of the suffering. But can you explain the desire which are good ones?
Yes, the desire to come and practice meditation.
Desire to come for practice.
Yeah. The desire for Nibbana, the desire to become an Arahant, is a good desire because it will lead you to the practice of Sila, Samadhi and Panya.
Ajahn, is this type of desire called attachment, attached to it, or it's not?
Well, you can have a desire, but don't become attached to it. I don't know whether you have to be attached to it or not. What do you mean by attached to this desire?
How do we?
It's wholesome. This is wholesome desire.
Want to achieve, but not like greedy to achieve. Something like that.
Well, you have to have the desire to achieve, but you have to be realistic. That when you're not achieving, then you have to accept that you still haven't got there. That's all. But don't be disgusted or frustrated, give up because you can no longer get what you want. You just have to keep trying and trying, that's all. You have to be persistent with your desire to achieve what you want to achieve. But when you cannot yet achieve the result, don't be frustrated by that. It just tells you that you haven't yet fulfilled the requirements to make you achieve what you need to achieve, that's all.
So if we make aspiration, is it different from desire? Let's say we say I'm practicing like that.
It's just word, that's all. Desire or aspiration. It depends on the object of your desire or aspiration, whether it's good or bad. To be rich, to be famous, this is bad because you're wanting something that is impermanent. But to have Nibbana is good because you're looking for something permanent. See? That's all. You call it craving, desire, aspiration. It's just word, but it means the same thing. And to be attachment, to be persistent to your aspiration. Don't give up your aspiration. Keep aspiring. No matter whether you have achieved it yet. As long as you haven't achieved it, keep aspiring for it. Once you have achieved it, then you don't need to aspire for it anymore.
Actually, me and my another Dhamma friends, when we are facing the pain from the body, the nerve and the spine, so we thought we are just watching it, but end up we got sleepless. We hurt ourselves. Like I got gastric, but I will try to keep well for the 8 precepts. But later, because of the illness, then it will happen to the body. So actually, in this way, should we like walking like in the middle path, like not really try full force to overcome the pain or
It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
If you're taking the test, then you must be willing to let the body die if you want to pass the test. Yeah. But if you're not in that period, in that situation, then you can adjust accordingly. But when you're taking the test, then you have to say, this body is not me, I'm willing to let it go. But if you're not taking the test, then you're still in the process of learning, then you might be able to adjust. Because you have to take care of your body. Because should your body become sick or ill, then you will not be able to practice. So it's just a matter of using reason. Yeah. But eventually, when you want to take the test, then you have to be willing to, whatever happened to the body, let it happen. Like the story of Luang Pu Man, if you read in his biography, he used to have stomach pain, and he tried all sorts of medicine. And no matter what kind of medicine he took, the pain is still there. So eventually, he said, I'm going to give up using, and I'm just going to calm my mind and let go of the pain. Leave it alone, because it's anatta, it's not me, it's not myself, I cannot control it. Yeah. If the body should die, because I'm not taking medicine, he's willing to die. So you sit down and use vipassana and samatha to calm the mind, and to teach the mind to let go of the pain. Once he have let go of the pain and his mind enter into jhana, you say after he came out, the pain disappeared. The physical pain disappeared, and the mental pain disappeared. He knew he had taken the test. He knew he no longer. The physical pain, sometimes you can manage it, sometimes you cannot. But the mental pain, you can always manage it if you have the ability to let go of your attachment, let go of your desire. So this is what you want to develop, to get rid of the mental pain. The physical pain, even the Buddha has to face it on his last day. The body is the same with everybody, but his mind is peaceful and serene and not disturbed by the pain of the body. Okay, enough? Okay, one more question. No more. Huh? If you have anything, maybe you can ask me in the morning. Okay.
Tomorrow, do we have an opportunity again?
Yeah, if you want to come.
We didn't go back yet.
I see. Yeah, you can come until you go back.
Thank you.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Let me close this meeting by saying in Thai ก็สมควรแก่เวลาก็ขอให้ท่านจงนำเอาสิ่งที่ได้ยินได้ฟังในวันนี้ไปพินิจพิจารณาไปปฏิบัติเพื่อความสุขความเจริญก้าวหน้าในธรรมยิ่งขึ้นไปเทอญ